Welcome to the Honeymoon Mindset Podcast, discussing topics to give you tips and tools so you can choose to live your relationship with a honeymoon mindset. Here are your honeymoon mindset experts, James and Beth. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Honeymoon Mindset. I am James. So excited for you. This tip, this idea, is to help bring out what your true passion is. So, what I want you to do is, whether with you, your partner, or for your business, what are you passionate about? What do you think it is? Write it down somewhere. And then look at it. So, if you're passionate about sports, okay? Sports. Great. I want you to do something that's completely opposite of it. So the example is sports. You're passionate about sports. Okay? I want you to go to the library, pull a book on something completely unrelated to sports, almost 180-degree opposite. So sports active, say, pick up a activity like crocheting. Or read something interesting on historical fact or historical painting. Learn about it. How does that feel to you? You as a couple. Oh, we love doing outdoor adventures, or we love gardening. Okay? What's something you can do that's almost completely opposite of gardening? Think of some things. And then go do it. Why am I having you doing something completely opposite of what you're passionate about? One, it lets you see if you're really passionate about it. You also see that when you're doing something completely opposite, it just doesn't feel right. It feels completely wrong. It's not you. You're giving it a shot. You really just want to really be doing that one or couple things that you're passionate about that you wrote down. Secondly, it broadens your horizons. It gets you out there doing something new, something different. Sometimes you might find, hey, learning in, let's say, sports or whatever. I did that in the podcast. Talked about sports. When we're talking about what's your passion. When you're looking at sports and you're doing something opposite, you can say, oh, you get to learn details. You get to find details. It helps you read a playbook different. Or read the opposing team, whether it be offense or defense. You'll be able to pick up the differences. Why? Because you took time to study art. You took that time to understand or look at the finer details or pick out things that you may not have been able to pick out before because you broaden your horizons. You learned something new. You kept your mind from getting into the funk or into the groove. You keep it expanding. Thirdly, when you do something completely different, when you get back to it, you get to find new intricate details about what you're passionate about. You know, like I said, gardening. You may have focused on one or two things, and now you might have realized, oh, there's this type of gardening or that type of gardening. Oh, in gardening, I could use this as fertilizer or this to help start my plants in the spring. Or I could do this to keep my garden going year-round. So now you get new ways of looking at what you're passionate about. That's what looking in the opposite direction at times does. See, I also like to hunt. And one thing my uncle taught me is sometimes you need to walk, stop, and turn around and watch behind you. Because we like to hunt deer up here in Minnesota. And sometimes it's better to hunt a deer than hit it with your car, which is a lot more expensive and hassle. And I know some of you may not like deer hunting or hunting in general. That's fine. But the point is sometimes the animal, even when I do photography, I do the same thing. I'll stop and turn around, and there goes the animal behind me. Because it knows it's past, or I'm past, or the threat is past, so it can go. It'll try to sneak behind. I don't know how many times have I done that. So, find something that you're passionate about, write it down, and do what the complete opposite it would be. You're trying something new, you're learning to look at things differently, and you'll get to get a new perspective on what you love doing when you go back to it. Because you'll be able to open your eyes and see it in a different way, different light, or expand it in some way. So that's the date tip, is do something the opposite of what you're passionate about. So, thank you, and I hope you enjoy your date night.